Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. We'll just focus on Bitcoin on this video. Maybe I'll get a chance to do an altcoin video later. So just let me know what altcoins you want me to look at, and I'll see which one I suppose has the most not so much the most comments, but is the most interesting to look at. So let me know in the comments below what you want me to have a look at. Right, so this is still the same old deal with Bitcoin. We're still in this descending wedge formation, which is a bullish formation once it gets resolved. Obviously, it's not being resolved at the moment. Within this, we have the inside range, which is between these two greens. There's the resistance up here at 39,000 and the support down here at 31,000, give or take. If you measure the wicks, it's 31. If you measure the candle bodies, it's 31,500 or so. All moving averages are pretty bearish, I have to say. So we got, this isn't technically a death cross, but it kind of is. That's the 100 and 200 moving average. We've got the 50 and the 200 exponential moving average. We've got the 50 and the 200 moving average is the death cross as well. It's two death crosses and a bonus death cross here. We've got the short signal as well on the Ichimoku cloud. That's no good either. So pretty much if you look at this chart, everything's bearish. We look at the MACD turning down below the 0 point, bearish. The RSI still considered pretty bearish momentum, trickling down. We've got the money flow index not having any kind of conviction to it, and so everything more or less is bearish. The volume is trickling down to really low, so this lends itself to a large move one way or another. And if you look at the chart overall, what the chart would suggest is pretty much everything on it is bearish. And so if the volume's trickling down to next to zero, well, it's not next to zero, but pretty low historically for Bitcoin, and every aspect of the chart is bearish, and we're at the top of a descending wedge formation, and we're at a very significant level of support. And if you think about the way the supports work, the more times the support is tagged, the more likely it is to break. Just as the more times a resistance is tagged, it's more likely to break. It lends me to think that we are likely to find a big move coming, and everything points to a larger move to the down. That's how the chart looks. That's what the chart suggests. That this support will break and then we will move down. So the next level is the outside range here. It's the 28,000 where we tagged over here. Now we could double bottom here. We could, but it doesn't really make sense that if we did get a large move, that it would stop there. So that would only be, and I say only, it would only be another 8.5% move if we move down. And this is if it happened today. If we move down to the bottom area of this descending wedge, that's 12 or 12.7%. If that happened today, now if this brought all the way to the apex here of this formation within a formation, so this is a triangle formation within the wedge, and the closer we get to an apex, the more likely it is for a bigger move. And like I say, I do favour the down. So let's just say we made it all the way to the apex and then found our way down here. That would be a 15% move, bring us down to around 26,000. Now, if we think about where 26,000 is, it's not really. I mean, there is, if you think about it, there is, I suppose, a little portion of price action around 26,600, just a little portion. And again, we're splitting hairs around this zone, really. So if you think about it over here, you can see that there was 3 or 4 days worth of price action where it kind of spent a bit of time around there. It's not much to talk about, to be honest with you, 26,000, but it is something there. So we could think about that as a level of support. I favour a bit more, and it's a bit of a zone rather than anything else. It's between 24,000, which is the top over here, and the wicks that's perhaps maybe just below it, around about 23,000 ish. So it's all around here. So we'll just measure that out to this kind of area. So 24,000 give or take to 22,000 give or take. And if we were to play slowly but surely within this descending wedge formation, it would take us to around about here, which isn't being brought up on my time frames, unfortunately. Let's see if I can get that, brought up. It's not going to give it to me. But that would bring us up to around about September, October, November-ish, which is where I've been saying the entire time where I expect most of this, including for altcoins, to bottom out and maybe spark an uptrend, maybe a significant one, as the lows would be marked as in. Now, I'm not, a big person to study the Wykoff pattern, but this has now been pretty much clear that it was a Wykoff distribution. People have been thinking that this could be a Wykoff accumulation. Now, I'm not big on all of this, but if you were to think about that, what people are looking for next is what's known as the spring. So it would be a dump down into a zone where it would then springboard from and then start the uptrend. Even though the uptrend wouldn't be marked on the chart as as far as moving averages and any other signal are concerned as an area to be bullish from, it would be like the ultimate knife catchers event. Unlike, I suppose the best way to look at it, if we think back in 2018, where we bottomed out here after this giant big dump down here, obviously the knife catchers, if they did catch it at 3,100, that would have been great. But the chart only really began to mature around about 3,800 when we started to basically make our way above these moving averages, and then really took on a new form when we got our golden crosses, whether it's exponentials or simple moving averages, and then everything seemed to be a bit more, I suppose, in the bag. But yeah, we can have the spring, we can have a big dump down, we can have a springboard, and you can try and catch the knife, or you could wait a little bit more time, which is what I would prefer, especially when you're using things like derivatives, to reclaim some of these moving averages as support, which is what happened over here, where, to be honest, in my opinion, the bull market had begun. This seemed a bit more obvious to me at this level that the bull market had begun, because moving averages have been reclaimed. This sort of thing takes time, and if we go back to our chart right now, we're not reclaiming anything. In fact, we're doing the opposite. We're being rejected from all of them. If you look at the way that we're not just acting within the descending wedge, but the moving averages themselves, this 10 exponential is being our resistance at the moment. And if you're getting rejected on the 10 exponential, I mean, that's pretty much pretty bearish. So every aspect of the chart is bearish, apart from the formation that we are in, which is bullish. Only once it's broken out, though. With the volume at the moment and the indicators looking so bearish, I do expect a larger move to the down, breaking 31,000, probably even breaking 28,000, and then over time, maybe even coming down to these levels here between 24 and 22, where we could bottom out at. Again, this is all speculative. Until one of these formations is broken to the up or to the down, we're still just going to have to measure each candle as it goes, and slowly but surely reassess the situation if we're going to go further down, or if we're actually going to be bullish from here. It's still pretty much the same bag as it's been since we came down into this zone. We're still at the moment, as of this video right now, in the inside range. The inside range between the greens, the outside range between the whites, and so long as we're in these zones, especially the inside range, it looks like reaccumulation despite everything else looking bearish. But I'm not massively hopeful on the way that this is going to be resolved to the up. Not at this level, not with these indicators looking this way. But sometimes all moving averages are lagging indicators. Even the Ichimoku cloud, we've mentioned that could get cancelled out at the moment anyway. We do have a short signal from back over here, and that short signal could get cancelled out. So long as we hold this price or go a little bit higher today, that would be a cancelled out short signal. But at the moment, that short signal is still in play. And so we have to wait and see how that's going to resolve. So pretty boring, I have to say. There's not much to say about this chart other than what I've already said. The formations are still intact. However, every component of the chart favors downside. Volume pretty low, which means that volume is going to trickle into this at a rapid rate, giving us a much bigger move, which could be the springboard that we're looking for. But I've bought this area out. There's no more area. None of this is for me to buy now. It's all been bought just in case this is the reaccumulation zone. The next area I'll be looking to buy out at would be within this blue box zone. I'm not looking to buy anywhere on the way down. This is the next zone for me between 24 and 22. Right, so I'm going to leave it with you there. But like I say, if you want me to do some altcoin videos, let me have throw the comments at me, and we can have a look. I know that there's some of these coins that are doing okay, like YFII. That's doing pretty well today for some reason, which is good because that's one of the altcoins that I have kept. I've got about 4 or 5 of those, which I can't sell all my altcoins. Do you know what I mean? I do have a handful, and when I get back from a holiday, I'm actually going to make a video on my my altcoin portfolio, the ones that I've kept throughout this downtrend, just because I feel like they're too risky not to have. I'm not prepared to sell everything, but yeah, I definitely have about 6 or 7 different alts that I'm holding throughout this downtrend. Stuck mostly on my ledger, some of them doing bot trading and some of them in a spot account. But yeah, I'll make a video on that when I get back from this holiday, which will be some point next week. And but yeah, if there's anything that you want me to look at, let me know in the comments. If it's an interesting looking chart, if there's something worth talking about, then I will make a video on it. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a nice day. Take it easy.